What's the real issue right now with the Lindsay Clancy case? So right now they're trying to prove whether she is NGI, not guilty for reasons of insanity. And having worked with the most mentally ill inmates in the state, I have some insight on how this works. So there's two different things. One is competency to stand trial, and the other is NGI, not guilty insanity. So if you guys can recall, the guy that stabbed the Ukrainian girl on a light rail, he just got incompetency to stand trial. What does that mean? That means right now he's not stable enough and doesn't understand the court proceedings enough to continue. So what happens, and where I used to work, we would do this, we would have competency programs. So basically stabilizing people and then essentially teaching them about the court proceedings until they understood it enough where they could stand trial. I'm certain that this guy is going to be trying to get an NGI as well, not guilty insanity. Now, I have worked with someone else who tried to get an NGI, and because he had a history of mental health, like he knew he had mental health conditions and he was on and off medications, and at the time of the crime, he was off medications, but because he knew he had mental health issues and he was not pursuing them, I believe it was schizophrenia, he committed a horrific crime, and because he knew he was supposed to be taking action for himself and he did not qualify for an NGI. Another example would be Taylor Shabiznis. So Taylor Shabiznis, if you remember, also committed an extremely horrific crime while completely strung out on multiple drugs. And because it was illegal drugs, also disqualified for an NGI. Now, in the case of Lindsay Clancy, here's the thing, what they're trying to say is that if you knew that you had a mental health disorder previously, which she did not, and also if you are not taking the medication as prescribed, it will likely disqualify for an NGI. So they're looking for a 100% compliant patient, which is why the prosecution is trying to say different things about her treatment or her compliance with care. So it appears that she's been pretty compliant, like everybody telling her what to do, and she is following suit and getting worse and worse and worse. Now, another thing is with an NGI, if you don't know that you have a mental health disorder, like you really don't know, and you are, you do something terrible, an NGI is still on the table for you because you had no knowledge. But if you have knowledge of that in your history and you're not doing anything, or if what you're doing is being what's called non-compliant, which I hate that terminology, but that's what they're looking for in court, is complete 100% compliance. So if there were any slip-ups in non-compliance, her NGI is questionable. So I hope that helped clear some things up, because just because you are mentally ill doesn't mean you're automatically qualified for an NGI. Just because you were under the influence of something really is kind of a disqualifier, like under the influence of drugs or taking medications not as prescribed. Whether you're not taking them or you're taking too many of them also disqualifies you for NGI. So there still appears with NGI to be personal responsibility in there. So anyway, I hope that cleared things up. If it didn't, let me know in the comments. Yeah, what are your thoughts?